This is the Royal Rumble 2026 preview predictions. This is the Wrestling Takeover podcast, the most creative and honest podcast in the wrestling space, talking all things WWE. Make sure you tap in. Y'all know what it is. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's get it started.
Welcome to...
You're listening to the Wrestling Takeover.
What is your name?
With your host, Jordan Turner, who's always going to keep it real.
Come on, King.
Inside and outside the ring.
Let me make myself clear. He's got the fans behind him, King.
It's time to take over, King.
Are you ready? He's all fired up now, King. The Takeover.
Let's go.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another video on the Wrestling Takeover podcast. I'm your host, Jordan Turner. This is Tuesday, January 27th, 2026. We're back with the official state of the WWE. Today's topic of discussion is the WWE Royal Rumble, man. How many of you guys are genuinely excited about the Royal Rumble leading into the show? For me personally, I'm somewhat excited, but as I feel we get closer, this happens every single year. I feel like we get closer to it and our jitters, our excitement, goes crazy. If you guys live in the West Coast, if you guys live in the East Coast, the times are different. So in the West Coast, it's going to start at 11 a.m. a specific time. If you guys live in the West Coast, it's going to start around 2 p.m., your time. So look out for that. If you guys don't know the time, go research it. You guys should know what time that the Royal Rumble officially starts. But we're officially starting the Wrestling Takeover podcast. This is the official WWE Royal Rumble 2026, a preview, predictions, analysis, saying some crazy things, having kind of fun here on this type of video. Again, I'm your host, Jordan Turner. And if you're new to the podcast, if you are just finding the Wrestling Takeover podcast, number one, I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. What you guys are going to be getting here is a WWE fan, right? You're going to get a WWE fan who is brutally honest with his opinions, his core values on the state of the WWE, the good, the bad, the ugly. You're going to get the real talk on the Wrestling Takeover podcast. You're going to get the creativity. I pitch a lot of creative ideas on this show, as I'm going to be doing today as well. So a lot of creativity comes through this show. I built this show on honesty, creativity, and just most importantly, being respectful to the men and women of WWE. At the end of the day, guys, it's just pro wrestling. It's not that serious, okay? I know we have different views and opinions and everything like that, but one thing we can understand is that we come together, we're WWE fans, and we love pro wrestling. But, yeah, I wanted to say that to you guys for any of the new listeners out there. But let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Let's have a great discussion about the 2026 Royal Rumble. All the possibilities will be broken down on today's podcast. I don't just want to give you guys just a quick rampant predictions. I kind of want to go a little bit more in depth on some of the predictions and why I feel this way and some certain storylines that are going to come out of this. There is one thing that I do want to say, and I want to confidently say to you guys who are listening. If it is on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to the official YouTube channel, youtube.com/JTTakeover. Press that subscribe button. Turn on all notifications, guys. Be sure to turn on all notifications so you guys don't miss any upcoming WWE podcast videos on the Wrestling Takeover podcast. Spread the word of the Wrestling Takeover podcast. Word of mouth does go a long way. If you know a wrestling fan, or you know a WWE fan, tell them to check out the Wrestling Takeover podcast, because I'm telling y'all going to enjoy what y'all hear. If y'all have a social media, y'all want to follow me on Instagram, I'm at the Wrestling Takeover. I have my own little podcast account on there. So if you guys want to follow me there, stay up to date on all things pro wrestling over there, it's at the Wrestling Takeover. Same thing with Twitter. If you guys have a Twitter account, it's at JT Takeover. I would appreciate it, man. And much love to those who do listen to the Wrestling Takeover podcast, dropping every week. Let's get into it, man. Royal Rumble. There is a lot of, I would say the word pressure on WWE. Pressure breaks pipes. And to be honest, there is pressure on the WWE to get it right this time around. Now, the word I have been seeing on social media is predictable, is this Royal Rumble. And I'm gonna keep it P. I'm gonna keep it P like I always do. It is pretty predictable, but predictable is not bad. You know, I know WWE is gonna have some surprises in the Women's Royal Rumble. They're gonna have some, surprises in the Men's Royal Rumble, and that's cool. You know what I mean? I honestly do feel it's gonna be a fun show, overall. But the winners of the Men's and Women's Royal Rumble, people are already putting in their minds that, we already know who's winning the Men's Royal Rumble. We already know who's winning the Women's Royal Rumble. It's kind of predictable, but the thing is, predictability is not bad if you have a common ground on a surface level and you really look at every possibility on the table. And that's what we're going to do right here on the Wrestling Takeover podcast. We're going to actually talk about some of the matches that have already, been announced for the Royal Rumble before we get into the two Royal Rumble matches. We're going to start off with Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn for the coveted WWE Championship. I don't see a point of going in depth here because I think we all could agree that Drew McIntyre is going to retain the title. Drew McIntyre is going to retain, and Drew McIntyre is going to walk in to WrestleMania as the WWE champion. I think we all can agree on that. I know many people, and I'm going to lay it out on the table right now. I'm going to be as transparent, as honest, and most importantly, respectful as I can to Sami Zayn. And I don't know Sami Zayn personally. I'm just a wrestling fan. I'm just a WWE fan. I'm just giving you guys my opinion. That's it. Like I said, there's no reason to take it personal because it's just professional wrestling at the end of the day. But I'm here to give you guys my opinion. I'm here to give you guys my honest, unadulterated, unfiltered, authentic opinions here. Every time I'm on here, every time, you're going to always get the real talk from me. Okay? All my opinions that I do say on this show, I would say directly to your face if we were going to have a civil conversation about, WWE. Everything I say on here, I will say to you when we would have that conversation. So nothing that I do say on here, I wouldn't say in person, because that's some bullshit. I definitely would. Now, what I'm about to say might ruffle some feathers. What I might say right now, if you're a Sami Zayn fan, you might be pretty bothered with what I'm about to say. But again, at the end of the day, it's my opinion. It's how I feel. Genuinely. I keep it respectful, though. Okay? I'm not a fan of Sami Zayn. After the Bloodline, and it's so funny, too, because I'll even date back to his NXT days, Black and Gold, which that's an era of professional wrestling that will never be duplicated. That's an era of a professional wrestling that really means a lot to me as a Black and Gold fan, right? This underdog story, this underdog a persona that Sami Zayn has been carrying, over the years, it's been fine. Like, I'm chilling on it. I'm cool with it. Recently, we got the Bloodline story. I haven't been the biggest Sami Zayn fan, after the Bloodline. But when he was in the Bloodline, Sami Zayn was hilarious. The honorary Uce It was lit. I was rocking with it tremendously. Black and Gold NXT. This was the first time we actually seen underdog from the underground, Sami Zayn. I was for that. Shout out to Sami Zayn. He cool. You know what I mean? We keeping it P. You know what I mean? He was cool. But as the years went on, you feel me? This underdog persona, and it's so funny that people are really starting to not like this underdog from the underground story continuing to go on with Sami Zayn. And my point is this: I'm not a fan of Sami Zayn. Not anymore. I'm tired of the underdog from the underground persona. Like, listen, bro, I'm just keeping it funky with you, bro. I'm just keeping it real. I'm not. Okay? He doesn't do anything for me anymore. There's quite a few WWE superstars who maybe I used to be a fan of, not anymore. And that's okay. That's okay. We live and we learn and we move on. Maybe I'll become fans of them in the future, but right now I'm not. Sami Zayn is one of those individuals. You feel me? And like I said, no shade on Sami Zayn. Much love and respect to Sami Zayn, man. The person. But from a character perspective, I don't care for him. I ain't rocking with him. And that's just my personal opinion. I wanted to get that off my chest before I talk about this match. Drew McIntyre, there's no point in Drew McIntyre losing the WWE Championship this close to WrestleMania. That's number one. Number two. And I have been seeing this throughout the wrestling community. I've been seeing it more on, Twitter, on social media. It's crazy to me that there are people who, want Sami Zayn to win the world title right now. Respectfully, y'all are tripping. It's y'all gotta really think. Y'all gotta really sit back and think from not just from a business perspective, but from a creative perspective, from a creative writer's perspective, from a Triple H perspective. We already know. We could see it. You feel me? I think WWE rushed this, a potential match with Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn. It is what it is. He's in Saudi Arabia, country. We get it. So him being a part of this and him winning that, Fatal 4-Way in Saturday Night's Main Event, a lot of people were kind of like upset about it. I don't know why. It was predictable. Predictable is not bad if done the correct way. Sami Zayn won the Fatal 4-Way. I'm not surprised. He's going to go one-on-one with Drew McIntyre. I do see Sami Zayn losing. Drew McIntyre is going to win. Now, will he walk into WrestleMania as the champion? I believe he will. We don't know. Plans always change. You feel me? Before WrestleMania. You know what I mean? Look, for example, Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. We all thought that Rhea Ripley was going to roll into WrestleMania as a women's champ. Io said, bump that. That's not going to happen. I'm going to beat Rhea Ripley. And we're going to have that three-way between myself, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley. Right? So we have seen that type of, results beforehand. You get me? So it's something that you wouldn't be surprised by. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think Drew's going to roll into WrestleMania as a champion. Sami Zayn's going to lose, and that's fine. But I think WWE is building Sami Zayn up for a much bigger story because WrestleMania, I believe, next year is going to be in Saudi Arabia. I wouldn't be surprised if they have Sami Zayn in a world title match at WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia. That's something to look forward to. Drew McIntyre is going to win, and it is what it is. All right, I think he's going to roll into WrestleMania as a champion. And yeah, that's that. So that's my prediction for that one. Let's get into Gunther and AJ Styles, man. I know a lot of people are... I honestly, I'm a little taken back. I'm going to be transparent. I'm a little taken back with everything that's going on with AJ Styles right now. His contract expires in the coming weeks. You feel me? We don't really know what's going on. We ain't in tune. You know, we ain't in the writing team. We ain't on the management team. We don't really know, what's popping with it. We don't know what's going on with it. So I don't know. I really don't know what's going on. I don't know what the plans are. I'm just spitballing with you guys, so I'm just gonna be talking. Okay. Apparently AJ Styles' last match is gonna be at the Royal Rumble. We've seen the tribute from Shinsuke Nakamura, pretty much confirming that AJ Styles is going to be retiring at the Royal Rumble against Gunther. Either way, I personally feel Gunther needs to win this match, and I believe he will win this match. Now, if we're thinking of the tentative of AJ Styles truly having his last match, it's in Saudi Arabia. I don't know how I feel about that, but respect. He has his match in Saudi Arabia, final match. He's going to want to put over Gunther. They're building up Gunther to be this menacing monster, this undefeated beast. You feel me? And I do think it's going to go that way. I do think Gunther is going to get the win. There is something that is telling me we are getting Gunther versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. I believe we're going to get that match. AJ Styles Gunther retired AJ Styles. Gunther retired John Cena. Gunther is now putting his focus to Brock Lesnar. Because we all know that WWE has always wanted to go back to that Brock Lesnar and Gunther match. You understand? So we might get that. match. AJ Styles, though, I honestly think this is kind of abrupt. But I do feel, and respect to AJ Styles, he doesn't need to have his retirement tour. Everything that's been going on with AJ Styles might have been his retirement tour. We do not know anything. This is what I love about, being a fan. I don't really want to know these type of things. I don't. I know we got the dirt sheets, this and that, but some of them niggas in the dirt sheets, they be putting out false, information and shit. WWE might be feeding them wrong information, and they think it's the correct one. I don't know. We don't know what's going on with AJ Styles, but as an AJ Styles fan, since his days in TNA, I really hope that this is not his last hurrah. But I don't know. We'll have to see. I think Gunther overall, though, needs to win this. And I think AJ Styles is going to put over Gunther in the most respectful way possible. So I got Gunther winning. What happens with AJ Styles after this? I don't know. It sucks. It sucks really kind of realizing like, yo, this dude really might retire. It's crazy. It really is, but we'll see what happens with it. Let's got to talk about the women's and men's Royal Rumble. All right, here we go. Here's the nick of the podcast. Here is the chunk of the podcast. You could say the two winners are predictable. You could say that. There are a lot of people who feel that just because it's predictable and we kind of know that they're picking other people to win, we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know who's going to come out first, last, surprises here and there. I want to talk about the Women's Royal Rumble first, and then we are going to get into the Men's Royal Rumble afterwards to end this podcast. Hopefully, guys, you have been enjoying my views, my opinions, my expertise, my honesty. Hopefully, you guys have been just enjoying this video and this podcast. Like I said, subscribe, spread the word of the Wrestling Takeover podcast on Apple Podcast. Leave me a 5-star rating. I really, really appreciate it. Do the same thing on Spotify. Leave me a comment as well. And subscribe to the official YouTube channel. We're going to have to be on YouTube a lot more moving forward. So I'm telling y'all, man, please support on YouTube. I am on YouTube, all right? Every week, dropping content for the WWE product on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/JT Takeover, man. I would really appreciate it. But the Women's Royal Rumble. Oh, it's predictable. Oh, we know who's going to win. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen, and specifically for the Women's Royal Rumble. I'm going to break this down. I'm going to break it down. Now, let's talk about who should start 1 and 2 in the Women's Royal Rumble. You know how you used to get number 1 and number 2 kind of starting off the match, and sometimes they are the ones that are part of the Final 4, of the Final 3, or one of them is a part of the Final 2. I think they should continue that. That's why you have to be very WWE has to be very meticulous with who starts number 1 and number 2 in the Women's Royal Rumble. To me personally, if I had the pin and I was on the creative team, listen, you guys might not like this. It is what it is. It's just my opinion. I'm just coming up with ideas. That's it. All right. We're going to all have to sit and watch when it's all said and done. The number one entrant for me personally that I would have in the Women's Royal Rumble is Bianca Belair. I would have Bianca Belair at the number 1 spot. You want to start off with a pop? You want to start off with a crazy reaction? What a way to start off the Women's Royal Rumble. And also, by the way, I would have the Women's Royal Rumble kick off the Royal Rumble. I do not want that in the middle of the show. The men's are always going to be the main event. We know that. We understand that. So, for the women, they got to start off the show. They have to start off Royal Rumble. And coming in at number 1, you could put her at number 1 or 2. It does not matter. But for me, if I have to pin, I am having Bianca Belair start off as the number 1 entrant. Now, I've been going back and forth between 2 of these individuals, but I laid down on 1. In the number 2 spot, in the second entrant, I'm having Liv Morgan. I'm having Bianca Belair in the number 1, and number 2, Liv Morgan. The Iron Woman, for me, now this woman might not make it into the top 5. She might not make it into the top 4, the top 3, or the top 2. I mean, to be honest, I kind of would. I don't know about top 2 or maybe top 3, top 4 potentially, because I have my 4 right here. And this woman that I'm about to name does not make that list, but I wouldn't be surprised. And I'm going to come back to her in a little bit after I name her. The Iron Woman that me personally I would have is Roxanne Perez. That would be my Iron Woman. I would mainly focusing on her to really establish that Roxanne Perez is someone to be reckoned with in the women's division. I would go with Roxanne Perez to be the Iron Woman in the Women's Royal Rumble. Now, let's talk about the Final 4. I would love if Roxanne Perez is in the Final 4, but for me, she's not in the Final 4. Now, if she ultimately does appear in the Final 4, which, to be honest, it does make sense with Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez, because I would have an instance, if you want to shock the world, if you want to shock, social media, have Roxanne Perez, and this is where my creativity comes in, and this is where I'm just pitching ideas. What if Roxanne Perez eliminates Liv Morgan in the Women's Royal Rumble? What if she eliminates Liv Morgan? That would be pretty crazy, right? That would be pretty crazy. So that's an idea. So let's hypothetically say it's Liv Morgan, Roxanne Perez, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley. Okay, that's the Final 4. Roxanne Perez eliminates Liv Morgan. And then we see Rhea Ripley then eliminate Liv Morgan a little bit later on. leaving the final two with Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. It's possible. It's possible. Now, my final four is Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, and Bianca Belair. Now, the last person that I was going back and forth with, and I ultimately landed on Io Sky. I love Io Sky. She's incredible. I love Io Sky, man. Love Io Sky. I would have her be a part of the final four. So that would be my final four. If you want to replace Io Sky for Roxanne Perez, that's cool too. That's cool too. But I would go with Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, and Bianca Belair. Now, if we're doing a top six, for me personally, I would actually have Becky Lynch, AJ Lee, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, and hold on. Let me replay that again. We got Io Sky. This is the top six. We got Io Sky. We got Rhea Ripley. We got Liv Morgan. We got Bianca Belair. We got Becky Lynch and AJ Lee. That would be the top six. Okay. And then Becky Lynch gets eliminated by AJ Lee. And then Becky Lynch comes back and eliminates or helps eliminate AJ Lee in the Women's Royal Rumble, continuing their feud. There is one match that is most definitely confirmed to happen at WrestleMania, and that is Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee for the Women's IC title. One eliminates the other, and the other one that got eliminated comes back and either eliminates the person or she helps and aids eliminating that person who eliminated her. Right? So that's just me. Okay. The winner, it's either going to be Bianca Belair or Liv Morgan. These will be the final two women in the Women's Royal Rumble. I'm throwing that out there right now. The final two women will be Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair. It makes sense. Now, here's the conversation. And here's the rough honesty that we need to have right now. From where everything is sitting, from where everything is at. One of these women is winning the Royal Rumble, and the other one is winning the Elimination Chamber. I think we both can agree on that. I think we both can agree. Not both, but we all could agree. One of them is winning the Elimination Chamber. The other one is winning the Women's Royal Rumble. Now, I personally feel like Bianca Belair is Miss Royal Rumble. I think Bianca Belair is Miss Elimination Chamber. I want to go with Bianca Belair, but I'm not going to do that. I'm actually picking Liv Morgan to win the Women's Royal Rumble to then challenge Stephanie Vaquer at WrestleMania for the Women's Royal title. I think Bianca Belair will then go into the Elimination Chamber and win the Elimination Chamber and then challenge Jade Cargill. That is what I think is going to happen. Now, if Bianca Belair wins, you're not going to hear a complaint out of me. Absolutely not. If Bianca Belair wins the Women's Royal Rumble, that would be her second Women's Royal Rumble win. And Liv Morgan would then go on to win the Elimination Chamber, then challenging Stephanie Vaquer for the Women's Royal title. So I'm just throwing that out there. You're hearing it on the Wrestling Takeover podcast. Liv Morgan is either winning the Elimination Chamber or the Royal Rumble. Bianca Belair is either winning the Women's Royal Rumble or the Elimination Chamber. One of them are winning one of those. That's my piece on the Women's Royal Rumble. Now, surprises, Paige, Brie Bella, Nikki Bella, something along those lines I could see it at. I do see Paige returning and competing in there. I do see Nikki Bella coming back. And I see Brie Bella returning as well and competing in that match. I could see a Trish Stratus appearance. We'll see. Some NXT call-ups I do think is going to happen there. We'll have to wait and see. But I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. At the end of the day, my pick, I'm going with Liv Morgan to win the 2026 Women's Royal Rumble with the runner-ups. The two runner-ups, Roxanne Perez and Bianca Belair. We'll see. Let's talk about the Men's Royal Rumble. Let's end it with the Men's Royal Rumble. Hopefully, guys, like I said, have been enjoying this podcast video. If you guys want to go, like I said, support, I would really appreciate it. The Men's Royal Rumble is real fascinating. It's really, really fascinating. It's also predictable. I see a lot of people picking Braun Breaker because they don't want to go with the other guy, who I think it is going to win the Royal Rumble. Yeah, Braun Breaker, I'm predicting, is going to go number 1 in the Royal Rumble. With everything with the Vision and Adam Pearce not liking him at all. He's not fucking with Braun Breaker whatsoever. My prediction is that Braun Breaker will enter at number 1. Number 2. Who would I have enter number 2? Now, I'm just going to come up with something that is very out of left field. My prediction is that Seth Rollins enters at the number 2 spot. If it is not Seth Rollins, I would go with Roman Reigns entering at number 2. I would go with Roman Reigns entering at number 2, but my first choice is Seth Rollins entering at number 2 and Braun Breaker entering at the number 1 spot. We'll see. The Iron Man of the Men's Royal Rumble, for me personally, is going to be Obafemi. There's nobody else. There is nobody else who deserves that spot. Nobody. The Iron Man in the Men's Royal Rumble is Obafemi. Now, you can say Braun Breaker can be that Iron Man. Sure. Okay, let's go with that. So if it is not Obafemi, it's Braun Breaker. Cool. Let's talk about the Final 4. Cody Rhodes will be a part of the Final 4. Cody Rhodes will be a part of that. Roman Reigns will be a part of the Final 4. Braun Breaker will be a part of the Final 4. Okay, pretty predictable, right? True. Who's going to be that fourth person? Who's going to be that fourth person? To me, it's one of these two people. It's Seth Rollins or it's Obafemi. You want to create a new star? You have Obafemi go in that ring and eliminate a lot of people, breaking Roman Reigns' all-time elimination record. Brock Lesnar's record. Fuck it. Do it. Do it. All right? I would have either Obafemi or Seth Rollins a part of the Final 4. Now, you can create two new stars here with Braun Breaker and Obafemi here, a part of the Final 4. You really can. Okay? I'm going back and forth because I don't know if Seth Rollins is going to even return. We do not know. There are people out there who I do know. No, you don't. We don't know what's going to happen. My guess is he does appear. My guess is he's probably going to be a part of the Final 4. So it's going to be Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Cody Rhodes, and Roman Reigns a part of the Final 4. If Seth Rollins does not appear at the Royal Rumble, Obafemi, I feel, should be a part of the Final 4. With Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, and Braun Breaker. The winner of the Royal Rumble, let me go with the final 2 in the Royal Rumble. It's Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. Okay? It's Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes who will be a part of the final 2. Simple. If Seth Rollins is back or not, if Obafemi's a part of the Final 4, it don't matter. The final 2 men will be Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. The winner is going to be Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns and Liv Morgan are going to win the men's and women's Royal Rumble. That is my preview. That is my prediction for the Royal Rumble. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying this. Again, spread the word of the Wrestling Takeover podcast. I really appreciate it. Do I see, because I forgot about this, do I see some surprises in the men's Royal Rumble? Chris Jericho, I see him coming back. That's another guy I could see. Some NXT call-ups potentially. I'm not sure, to be honest, with the men's Royal Rumble. Chris Jericho, I do see coming back. You know, having that big pop, Brock Lesnar, I see him coming back. But that's kind of about it. I don't know who else would be coming back for the Men's Royal Rumble. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this, podcast on the Wrestling Takeover podcast. My official preview predictions of creative pitches for the 2026 Men's and Women's Royal Rumble. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Blessings to y'all, man. Y'all take care. All right. And I'll see you guys on Saturday in the middle of the day. Man. It's going to be crazy for the 2026 Royal Rumble. Is Liv Morgan and Roman Reigns too predictable? Is WWE going to go with somebody else? I don't know. It's interesting. Again, the runner-ups for the women is Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair. Those are the two runner-ups. For the men, Braun Breaker and Roman Reigns. Those are the two heavy favorites for the men. And Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair, the two heavy favorites for the women. We'll see what happens. And let me know what you guys think about Final Four, my analytical way I broke this thing down. And just continue to support the Wrestling Takeover podcast, man. I really appreciate it. Love y'all. Y'all stay blessed. Y'all have a good night.